Hello everybody, how are you? Today we are going to discuss with important topics of Indian Penal Code, okay, of offences against the public tranquility, okay. This is very important chapter in IPC also. Section 141 explain unlawful assembly, okay. Section 141 is unlawful assembly. Here 141 is an assembly of 5 or more persons is designated an unlawful assembly if the common object of the persons composing that assembly is, number first point, in this 141, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 points is available. That depends upon 5 points, it will be suitable for the any one of the offenders, okay. We just note down this IPC is each and every section and each and every sentence you must read carefully. It is very important. Based on this statement only, if any one of the offender punished by the same IPC, okay. So now it's clear. So the first one is section 141. First one is to overhave by criminal force, overhave by criminal force or show of criminal force the central or any state government or parliament or the legislature of any state or any public servant in the exercise of the lawful power of such public servant. This is point number first, okay. Second is, or secondly, to resist the execution of any law. To resist, if any one of the person to resist the execution of the law. At the time of execution, if any one of the police officer comes to charge any one of the accused, that particular time, that offender to resist. So here it's clearly indicated. Secondly, to resist the execution of any law or any legal process. If any legal process, this any legal process is including all the terms and conditions any time, okay. Or thirdly, to commit any mischief or criminal trespass or other offences. You just see other offences is clearly indicated. Any other offences means in future any other offences will be added as per the parliamentary of enacted any other new law also included in this contents, okay. Now it's clear. And fourthly, by means of criminal force, if any criminal force or show of criminal force to any person to take or obtain possession of any property or to deprive any person of the enjoyment of a right of way or of the use of water or other incorporeal right of which he is in possession or enjoyment, or to enforce any right or supposed right, or fifthly, by means of criminal force or show of criminal force to compel any person to do what he is not legally bound to do or to omit to do what he is legally entitled to, okay. These are all section 141 of IPC under 5 category 141, okay. The main explanation is an assembly. Assembly means any one of the 2 or 3 or 4 5 persons assembled to any one of the area, that crowded area. So, and if it is ordinary assembly, is not a offense. Okay, an assembly which was not unlawful when it assembled that particular time may subsequently become an unlawful assembly. Okay, initially any one of the friends ask him to come any hotel or any tea shop. A person or B persons are assembling the same places, and 4th, 5th, 6th persons are coming on the way, and they are joining together and standing in front of the any one of the hotel, and minimum 5 persons are assembled there. In this situation, at the time of the assembling is good intention, after within a minute they will start quarreling between many persons, and they are misutilizing the public area. What will happen? Automatically it will change unlawful assembly. Okay, so that also unlawful assembly only if any one of the person to attending any church or any temple, thousands of people are assembling. That is not unlawful assembly. Why? Because they are maintaining peaceful atmosphere in our public area. Okay, so without maintaining public area, that particular any one of the person, 2 or only 5 person also enough to make, okay, is unlawful assembly. Okay, so and section 142 explain being member of unlawful assembly. That means section 142, whoever being aware of facts which render any assembly an unlawful assembly, intentionally joins that assembly or continues in it, is said to be a member of an unlawful assembly. Section 142. And section 143 explain about punishment of the unlawful assembly person. Whoever unlawfully assembled, that particular person, the IPC will be punished. Law will be punished. Okay, we'll see what 143 explain. IPC explain. Section 143 says, whoever is a member of an unlawful assembly shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 6 months, 6 months jail, or with fine, or with both, fine or jail on both. Okay, clearly indicated. So just what is unlawful assembly we'll discuss briefly. Okay, one by one. Unlawful assembly is a company of person assembled together in place. Okay, usually for a common purpose. Here court is concerned with an unlawful assembly wherever five person or more persons commit a crime with a common object. You know very well common object. Okay, section 149 explain about common object and intent, common intention. Okay, then each of them will be liable for commission of such offences. Okay, in terms of section 141 and section 149 of the Indian Penal Code, both section will be applicable. It is not possible to define the constituents or dimensions of an offence under section 149. The simpliciter is with regard if any one of the dictionary of any one of the meaning unlawful assembly or assembly, 5 or more persons having its common object, any of the 5 objects enumerated under section 141 of the IPC is deemed to be an unlawful assembly. So here membership of an unlawful assembly is itself an offence punishable under section 143 of IPC, whereas other species of the said offence are dealt with under section 143, 144, 145 of the IPC. Similarly, section 146 to 148 of the IPC deals with the offence of reacting, similar only, which is defined to be use of force or violence by any member thereof. Okay, here section 149 makes every member of an unlawful assembly liable for offence that may be committed by any member of the unlawful assembly in prosecution of common object of that assembly, or for commission of any offence that members of the assembly knew to be likely to be committed in prosecution of the common object of assembly. Okay, here to bring a case within under section 149 of the IPC, some essential features of must be present. First, there must be an existence of an unlawful assembly within the meaning of section 141 of the IPC. This is mixed question of a fact and law. Okay, this is the main reason, and main ingredients of the unlawful assembly is main 5 or more persons if their common object is, number 1 we already discussed, to overhave by criminal force. What are the overhave of by criminal force? Number 1 is the central government or the state government or the legislature or any public servant in the exercise of lawful power. Second, to resist the execution of law or legal process. Number 3, to commit mischief, criminal trespass or any other offences. Number 4, criminal forces. That means number 1, to take or obtain possession of any property. Number 2, to deprive any person of any incorporeal right. Or number 3, to enforce any right or supposed right. The 5th one, by criminal force to compel any person. Number 1 is to do what is not legally bound to do, or to omit what is legally entitled to do. Okay, here one of the case the court bench consider 5 or more. The legal case, leading case is Mohan Singh case. It is only where 5 or more persons constituted an assembly that an unlawful assembly is provided. Of course, the other requirements of said section as to common objects of the person composing that assembly are satisfied. In other words, it is an essential condition of unlawful assembly that its membership must be 5 or more only. The Supreme Court also endorsed the view that the number of injuries caused and the number of persons who were inflicted with those injuries. Okay, and another thing, common object. The common object of an unlawful assembly depends firstly on whether such subject can be classified as one of those described in section 141. Secondly, such common object need not be the product of prior concert but may form on spur of the moment. Finally, nature of such common object is a question of fact to be determined by considering the nature of arms, arms, nature of assembly, behavior of members, etc. Okay, and another thing, section 142 postulates that over being aware of facts which render any assembly an unlawful one, intentionally joins the same would be a member thereof. Whether an assembly is unlawful one or not would depend on various factors. The principal amongst them being a common object formed by the members thereof to commit the offence specified in one or other classes contained in the section 141 of the IPC. Okay, in a free fight between two groups resulting in death of one person and injuries to several others on both the sides, it was held that the formation of an unlawful assembly was not impossible, but the common objects of such an assembly cannot be determined on the basis of serious injury by one of them. So, the accused along with about 8 others forcibly entered into the offence of union leader and assaulted him, but the victim did not receive any serious injury inside the crowd surrounded and attacked him and dealt fatal blows. It was held that the accused who entered the union office did not share the common object of committing murder of deceased. They were convicted under section 326 under section 149 of the Indian Penal Code. Okay, where the accused forming an unlawful assembly assaulted the deceased, but the injury caused by only one accused proved to be fatal and the injuries caused by the others were found to be simple, it was held that common object of the unlawful assembly was only to cause grievous hurt. This grievous hurt is section 323 of the IPC. We'll see in next classes and all. Okay, and only the accused who caused fatal injury was liable to be convicted for murder, and others under section 326 of 326 read with 149 of the Indian Penal Code. Okay, this is what's saying. And determination of the common objects. How determination of the common objects? The determination of the common object of an unlawful assembly or determination of the question whether a member of unlawful assembly knew that the offence that was committed was likely to be committed is essentially a question of fact that has to be made keeping in view of nature of the assembly, the arms carried by the members and behavior of the members at or near the scene and host of similar or connected facts and circumstances that cannot be entrapped by any attempt at an exhaustive enumeration. Okay, the common object of an assembly is to be ascertained from the acts and language of the members composing it, and from a consideration of all surrounding circumstances also. Okay, and we'll see section 142, same, being member of unlawful assembly sufficient for the offence of riot to be proved against an individual, that the individual should remain in an unlawful assembly as soon as he is aware that assembly is unlawful. Okay, this is what's saying. Okay, and we'll discuss another video with Tamil version also. Okay, then it will be easily understand those who are not understanding English. Okay, it will be useful for studying purpose. We'll discuss with next video classes. Okay, thank you all. You just heard the video recording and many times, then only you can observe what is the IPC, what is the common objects, what is the 141 and all. Okay, wish you all the best. Bye.